Let's count down 15 obscure country bands from 1972 that should have been famous. These weren't just songs, they were dusty roadside hymns from the golden age of twang. And the final track, it was banned in 3 cities and still went gold.
For my mama's hungry eyes.
Eyes are filled with diesel smoke. These hairpin curves ain't no joke. Diesel smoke. Don't let me cross over.
Number 15, Georgia Sunshine by Jerry Reed.
Son, every once in a while, he sort of hooks it on one. Let's check him out right now. Make welcome Jerry Reed.
Let me hear it. All right.
You already know Jerry Reed as a guitar-slinging, wisecracking outlaw, but in 1972, Georgia Sunshine was a ray of brilliance too often overshadowed. It's not just a song, it's a barefoot sprint through red dirt roads and honeysuckle air.
Oh, how I miss that Georgia sunshine.
Fuses swampy funk with southern charm. Way before that was cool. It flirted with the charts, but never fully landed, even though it inspired more than a few Nashville session players to loosen up. If you've ever driven with the windows down and a head full of nowhere to be, this one hits like home. Coming up, a song so heartfelt it made even honky-tonks fall silent. Number 14, Mama's Hungry Eyes by Merle Haggard and the Strangers.
That's Merle Haggard right there.
You've heard Merle's name, sure, but this song, with the Strangers backing him like a ghost band from Bakersfield, tells the other side of the American dream. Mama's Hungry Eyes is as personal as a prayer, echoing the real poverty Merle saw in his Dust Bowl youth.
For my mama's hungry eyes.
The steel guitar weeps, the fiddle sighs, and every lyric is a cracked window into sacrifice. It wasn't the hit it should have been, buried under Merle's bigger anthems, but it remains one of the most haunting testaments. And next, a cosmic cowboy band that flew too close to the sun. Number 13, Back on My Mind Again by the Burrito Brothers. If you've ever tasted heartbreak in the middle of a dusty sunrise, then Back on My Mind Again might already live in your bones. The Burrito Brothers were country rock's secret architects, too weird for country radio, too rural for rock. But this track, with its pedals still floating like smoke and harmonies tight enough to bruise, should have cracked the mainstream. It whispered something new, sadness that grooved, and in the back alleys of 1972's bar rooms, it found its quiet believers and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But next, we bring it back to the soft glow of a love song, written like a poem, and I'll write you a poem if you hit that subscribe button right now. Number 12, Whiskey Whiskey by the New Lost City Ramblers.
You're listening to the New Lost City Ramblers, and the fiddle is Tracy Schwartz, and the fellow with the harmonica and the push-button zither, known as an auto harp, is my brother Mike Seeger, and here is my brother-in-law, John Cohen.
If you've ever stared down the bottom of a bottle, wondering where the time went, Whiskey Whiskey brings that ache to life. The New Lost City Ramblers were preservationists turned poets, dragging pre-war folk into a post-Vietnam world. This song is raw, unfiltered sorrow, wrapped in Appalachian harmonies and mountain-born melancholy. In 1972, it wasn't polished enough for the radio, but its emotional honesty was enough to quiet a rowdy bar in seconds. It wasn't just country, it was truth, dressed in overalls. Coming up, a band whose sound was too pure for its own decade. Number 11, My Love Will Not Change by the Johnson Mountain Boys.
You know, gospel music has always been a very important part of this music down through the years since its conception and all down across
Before Americana was a buzzword, the Johnson Mountain Boys were living it, rough-hewn harmonies, racing banjos, and a kind of passion that left your pulse uneven. My Love Will Not Change is fast, fiery, and steeped in devotion. It's not a breakup song, it's a battlefield promise. Their blend of bluegrass and classic country had all the makings of a breakout, but they stayed niche, too true to the roots to fit the polished sound of 70s country radio. But if you've ever believed love could outrun time, this one is for you. Next, a psychedelic country fusion that sounds like moonshine and stardust. Number 10, Bald Knob, Arkansas by Goose Creek Symphony.
Great pleasures of my life to introduce to you
There's nothing subtle about Bald Knob, Arkansas. It crashes in with the reckless soul of Southern rock and the storytelling pulse of deep country tradition. Goose Creek Symphony was never easy to define, too twangy for psych rock, too wild for Nashville, but they burned hot and strange in '72. This track feels like a dream after too much whiskey, part road trip, part fever dream, and while the world leaned toward slicker sounds, they doubled down on grit, letting this track fly under the radar. But what comes next? Harmonies born from a family tree, and a heartbreak you can't forget. Number 9, We Could by the Stoneman family.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome the famous Stoneman family.
If you've ever heard heartbreak passed down like a family recipe, We Could by the Stoneman family will hit you right in the gut. This wasn't a band, it was a bloodline harmonizing across generations. With its warm, fluttering vocals and tender mandolin flourishes, this track captures the aching possibility of love never fully realized.
Somewhere in this show tonight we have a medley of gospel songs.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
In 1972, while country chased rhinestones and polish, the Stonemans stayed raw and rooted. Their sound was too traditional for radio, too beautiful to forget. It should have echoed louder in the halls of country fame. Up next, a married duo whose voices could mend broken glass. Number 8, Don't Let Me Cross Over by Carl and Pearl Butler.
Don't let me cross over.
This is what country does best, grief in slow motion, sung in perfect harmony. Don't Let Me Cross Over isn't just a song, it's a plea. Two hearts at the edge of infidelity and ruin. Carl and Pearl Butler were early pioneers of the male-female duet format, and in 1972, this track still sounded like a whisper from the past. Their voices intertwined like smoke and sorrow, but the mainstream never gave them the credit they deserved. Still, anyone who's loved and lost can hear themselves in every note. Next, a bluegrass revival track that sounds like it's chasing a ghost through the Ozarks. Number 7, Arkansas by Bluefield Railroad.
Joe's going to sing y'all a beautiful song here. This is one of my favorite songs. I have to play this song.
Arkansas is the kind of track that feels older than dirt and twice as honest. Bluefield Railroad played like men with nothing to lose. Tight fiddles, train track banjos, and storytelling so vivid you can taste the red clay. This song gallops like a midnight train, nostalgic and restless. Though they never cracked the charts, their underground cult following knew this was bluegrass born for the revival tent. In 1972, it flew beneath the spotlight, but its soul burns bright in every back porch jam session to this day. Coming up next, a trio whose harmonies could turn a neon-lit dive bar into a cathedral. Say go when when you're ready for the next three. Number 6, Sweet Memories by the Harden Trio.
Real pretty girls and an ugly old boy.
Let's welcome the Harden Trio.
Sweet Memories is the sound of a slow dance you wish never ended. The Harden Trio, Bobby, Arlene, and Robbie, wove harmonies tighter than a knot at the end of a rope swing. Their blend of folk and country was tender, intimate, and heartbreakingly pure. In 1972, this track slipped through the cracks as the genre leaned into glossier, radio-friendly hooks. But if you've ever sat in silence after someone left and let a single tear say everything, this song knows you. It's one of country's most underrated odes to longing. Up next, a track with a warning in every step and a whisper in every word. Number 5, Walk Softly by the Wilburn Brothers.
Since the two boys that act as brother acts on all the Grand Ole Opry shows, we'd like for you folks to listen to him sing Blue Blue Day, Teddy and Doyle, the Wilburn Brothers.
You don't just listen to Walk Softly. You feel it creeping in like a guilty conscience. The Wilburn Brothers were old-school country royalty, but this song never made it big. And that's a shame, with its simmering tension and moral stakes. It's the kind of tune that plays just before the credits roll in a southern noir. Their harmonies are clean, but the emotion is messy.
Song. All righty. Here's one that's been real good to us. Troubles back in town.
Love, betrayal, and forgiveness all folded into 3 minutes. In 1972, it was too understated for the flashier trends, but its soul unmatched. Next, a blend that made bluegrass sound like it belonged in the future. Number 4, Dark Hollow by the Country Gentlemen.
Let's put your hands together right now for Rebel Recording Stars, the Country Gentlemen from Washington, D.C.
Dark Hollow hits like a cold wind on a mountain trail, lonely, sharp, and breathtaking. The Country Gentlemen were the bridge between traditional bluegrass and progressive experimentation. Their tight instrumentation and modern arrangements gave songs like this a timeless edge. In 1972, they were already ahead of their time, blending banjo with subtle jazz phrasing and poetic lyricism. It didn't chart, but it didn't have to. This was music for the thinkers, the wanderers, the heartbroken hopefuls. Coming up next, a country rock hybrid that should have been a household name. Number 3, Louisiana Line by Brush Arbor.
And here again is Brush Arbor.
If you ever felt torn between staying home and chasing something bigger, hit you like a letter you never sent, Brush Arbor crafted a country rock blend that felt like it belonged on both the front porch and the open highway. This track rolls with gentle momentum, like gospel met outlaw country at a crossroads. The harmonies shimmer, the steel guitar cries just right, and the lyrics ache with wanderlust. In 1972, they were signed to Capitol Records and still got lost in the shuffle, but to those who found them, they were everything.
Some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'll
Up next, a bluegrass heartbreak ballad so real it might just wreck your day. Number 2, Lover's Farewell by Red Allen and the Kentuckians.
Backstage with me is Red Allen. Let's go talk to Red. He's one of the great singers of bluegrass music. Red Allen.
Hey, David, how are you?
Thanks for being with us.
Hey.
Red Allen didn't just sing, he poured. Lover's Farewell is Appalachian agony at its purest. No frills, no polish, just a voice rough as gravel and a story that punches the gut. The Kentuckians back him with mournful precision, letting the silence between the notes do half the talking. In a world starting to prefer slicker Nashville sounds, this was too raw to thrive, but it's exactly what country was born to be. A love leaving, a heart breaking, and nothing you can do but sing. And finally, a Western outlaw ballad that got banned in 3 cities and still burned down the charts. Number 1, Diesel Smoke, Dangerous Curves by Doye Odell and the Western Wranglers.
The song, Diesel Smoke, the artist, Doye Odell.
Now this is outlaw country before the outlaws even knew they were coming. Diesel Smoke, Dangerous Curves is a storytelling juggernaut, part thriller, part tragedy, all fire. Doye Odell's voice grinds through the verses like a diesel engine climbing a canyon pass, backed by the Western Wranglers' pulsing rhythm and eerie steel.
Eyes are filled with diesel smoke. These hairpin curves ain't no joke. Diesel smoke.
It's about temptation, speed, and the wreckage that follows. Banned in 3 cities for its suggestive themes and still earning underground cult status, this song deserved the airplay it never got. It's country music's forgotten rebel anthem. If you found this deep dive memorable, hit like and subscribe so we can keep the music alive. These weren't just tracks, they were sonic postcards from 1972, whispering stories the mainstream never heard. Which of these songs hit you the hardest or surprised you the most? Next up, we're diving into 1974, where the ghost of glam and folk clashed on every stage. You won't believe what made the list. Click the video on screen now to keep this journey going. Some legends fade, others hide in plain sight.